I've been seeing these for a long time. I'd seen them on Amazon, AliExpress, Temu, whatever. When I was looking for reviews online before buying this, the videos that were being put up were, junk isn't even the word, right? They were shorts, people unpacking, and you get no sense of quality, no sense of whether this is, you know, the rod itself wasn't expensive. I probably paid about 60 bucks for it, Australian, roughly. So this is how it comes. It's got a strap. The strap does not come off, but it's adjustable up and down. You obviously very hard padded. I don't think it's made from PVC, the inside, but it could be. Like it's very sturdy, right? We've got a zipper here up at the front, and inside a little bag, all right? I'm making note of this from a bag point of view because I've got another rod that I bought just recently. The other one was way more expensive. I probably could have bought, I don't know, 3 of these. Bag's really good. Nothing overly special about it, just standard, right? If you buy travel rods, even fly rods, very standard. Okay, I'm gonna put that off here on my desk as well. First glance to these, the rod is really good. I don't know how much detail you're gonna be, that's been resin filled on the outside, so that just to make it easy. We've got nice clean graphite ferrules. That's obviously the male, the female on this side, very clean. We've got binding all the way up just to keep that from cracking, very good. We've got the other, this is the other male ferrule component, all right. Again, here, we've got this resin filled, really nice touches. A lot of my really expensive fly fishing rods don't even have that, right? Most of them are kind of been a bit more polished, but they don't all have this, right? This is a kind of a little bit of refinement that they don't have. All of this, really good. I'm gonna set this up. As much as I really don't have enough room in here to swing a cat, I'm going to do my best at showing you because there's only one thing that I have as a, and I won't even say gripe because I think this might be personal opinion, is the balancing of the rod, right? And I'm going to fix that. And I'm going to show you. If you're going to go down the path of buying one of these, the rod itself is 4 meters. It's 4 meters? It's 10 foot. It's not 4 meters. Might be 3 meters, right? 10 foot. I'll put it up on screen. These are the specs that I've got on the rod. The action is not as fast as like you'd see on a Daiwa, but again, this is not a Daiwa, this is a $60 rod. We've got this kind of graphite looking down the bottom here, sorry, carbon fiber. Also in there, I don't know if it is carbon fiber, it might be. The bit that holds onto the reel, I like it. Let's grab a reel. This is probably better paired with something like a 4000. This is an old Daiwa Exceller DA. Exceller DA. That's about the reel that you want on there. I have fitted it with a 2500. It's a little bit light on, but in a pinch, you could use it as well. You know, not the ideal, definitely not the ideal scenario. Now, so I'm gonna try, I'll do my best, not kill everything in here, and show you. Now, this is where I like my reels, my rods to be balanced. I like them to be balanced at this point here. All right, just before there where I can hold on to the line, the flicking and stuff. Now, that's not the, look, that's not the balancing point here, right? The balance point is probably about there, okay? Which is not too bad, right? It's not too bad, but it's taking this much lead. I've already pre-weighted this before I did the video. So The only issue that I have here is this balancing. That's it, right? So I want to move that a lot closer to here. Now, so what that's going to take, in my case, this is just cut off with some LED flashing that you use for your roofing and some tin snips, all right? I've basically used those and I've cut up strips. And what I do with those strips at the very end is I cut off a strip, I'll wind it on the back as far as I can to the back, or where I think it's going to be practical. I'll wind it on. This is the 61.5 grams, all right, which I will show you on screen. So let me just go, it's on 0. I apologize, 61.3 grams. 61.3 grams stuck on the back here. I've just got some light little bit of duct tape. We basically move the rod balance point to there. It's not quite here where I like it, but I think it's not quite there where I like it, but it's close enough, right? It's literally a centimeter off, right? That's how much. The length of this really, that 61 grams for me, additionally, makes no difference being out there versus me getting strained, because it's not balanced, right? Personal preference. Some of you might think that that's all that difference is. We're talking 2 inches, right? 2 inches. So I've now moved, I've gotten the rod to a point. Look, let's see how much more it's going to take just to get the extra centimeter. All right, we've got our flashing. They're going to be worth it. I'm going to get our tin snips. Yep. Oh. And we're going to cut a strip maybe just less than 1 centimeter thick. Well, it's actually probably about a centimeter. All right. There's my lead. Put our tin snips down. We've got let's just put it here. Let's just wrap this one now. And all you're doing at this point is you're not doing anything other than placing it for weighting. All right, we'll fix this up later. Okay, let's check the balance point. We were here. Oh, here we go. That is much closer for me to perfect. That's probably what the rod's going to look like. Yeah, I'll tell you how I'm holding it, roughly. I'm holding it in between there. Much more comfortable as opposed to just, okay. I told you 61 grams, it's not going to be 61 grams anymore. It's going to be 81.6 grams. So I've just added 81.6 grams on the back to balance it to my liking, which is there. Okay. Yeah, that's the go. That's it. And we're going to take some of these things apart. I will do the proper weighting to my liking, my modifications, my hack. I'll do that in another video. I'll do this as part of this, but I'm not going to bore you. This is more just to give you an insight as to my verdict on the rod. And all right, so I'll take that off for now. This is why I mentioned about the bag, really good value, because I also bought this during the week, and I bought this from a BCF. So none of this stuff is sponsored. It's sponsored by me. This Veritas, Abu Garcia. Not nice, really small. This is a 7-foot rod, 4-piece. It's in a heavy setup. So we're talking again 6 to 10 kilo. This is more barramundi and maybe GTs. All right, so I'm gonna get this out. Look how they supply this. I get it. I get that this is small. I get it. It's thinner. But this is how it came. No bag. If there is a bag, Abu Garcia, if there is a bag, somebody write, or somebody, if you bought one and it's supposed to be a bag, message me and I'll get back in contact with BCF. But I did ask them when I bought this, and they're like, no, you only get the hard case, right? Whether that's true or whether it's too hard to manage stock out the back, I don't know. But that's a gripe that I've definitely got with this, because when I travel, I don't take these. I might take one. All right, and as much as I think these are good for keeping in the boot of your car, I don't think that these are great for in your luggage if you're going to be carrying more than one rod. All right, that's my opinion. Let me show you what I like, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to be traveling with this one. This is slightly off topic, but it's a note regarding the rod tube. Now, to the rod tubes that I like, this is, I mentioned earlier, the Savage Gear. All right, I've got 2 rods in here, right? And this is how I travel with them. This is definitely not as, it's still stiff. But it's not this configuration. I've got, and they're packed down into their own sleeves. The Savage Gear, I'm taking 2. I'm taking a 2 to 5 kilo and a 6 to 10 kilo. It's all both 7 foot. Right, they both fit in there. All right, I can technically squeeze in another rod as well if I wanted to. Because we've got no sleeve for these, I'm going to have to strap these down with rod wraps. All right, stick the rod wraps. They then go, this gets tucked into the very bottom so this doesn't roll around, and there you go. When you're packing for luggage and you're wanting to save space and stuff, I don't know. Look, this isn't a fishing trip, this is a family holiday. But I do get to sneak out nearly every day for a certain amount of time, maybe an hour. Sneaking out. I get to negotiate, right, with my wife. So if I find on one day I'm fishing too light and we're there for a week, guess what? I'm not going to the tackle shop. I've got my tackle shop already on me. So all I need to do is basically just swap the rod around, or I just grab this whole thing, throw it in the car, and while I'm out there, I might only fish with one, or I might only start off with one, but the second time around I'll come back and I'll swap over and I'll move to something else. So the plan with this guy is fishing off the rocks. The rod's super light like it is. Some people are going to disagree with my balancing, but this rod is light. The rod's light, right? I'm throwing 80 grams on it. So when you're carrying it around just like this is when it seems unbalanced. It's when it's completely pulled apart. This is the same as the other rod that I modified not long ago. The plan is to carry something a lot bigger that I've got in my suitcase that I can then just assess on a day-to-day, and I've got options, right? I'll do another video. I'll show you how I pack my suitcase. My suitcase is effectively a mobile tackle store. So I'll show that in another video, okay?